guys, it's me Annie and welcome back to another bookish video. For today's video, I'll be doing the Marvel Avengers book tag. I decided to do this tag today because I wanted to honor Stan Lee. As you guys know, Stan Lee passed away last week at the age of 95 and it was really sad news to all of us who are fans of Marvel. And Stan Lee to me is a legend. He is a big inspiration. I love all of his works and I think he is a brilliant man. And I know we're all gonna miss his cameo appearances. He is known as the king of cameo because in every single Marvel movie, he would always appear and it's just so fun. And that is why today I wanted to kind of honor him and to do something in remembrance of him. So without further ado, let's get right into the book tag. So this tag was originally created by Super Space Chick. I'll include a link to her channel in the description box below, as well as a link to the original video. Question number 1. Iron Man or Tony Stark? What's a book that made you laugh out loud? Okay, for this one, I'm really gonna go with all of Rick Riordan's books. It could be the Percy Jackson series, Kane Chronicles, Heroes of Olympus, or even the Trials of Apollo, or the what do you call this? Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard. I just love Rick Riordan so much. He's really good in combining suspense, but also he has a very good sense of humor, and I always laugh whenever I read his books. Question number 2, we have Captain America or Steve Rogers. What's a book that sends a positive message? The first book that came into my mind is actually Wonder by R.J. Palacio. This book sends a really positive message because it is a book about kindness. It's a story about a young boy named August. He was born with severe craniofacial differences. And as expected, this young boy experienced a lot of bullying in his life. But despite everything that he had to go through, he really taught us a very powerful message of being kind. And I love this book so much. I always cry when I read this, and I also cried when I watched the movie. Question number 3, we have Black Widow or Natasha Romanoff. So what's a book with a kick-butt female protagonist? Ooh, I like that. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with Max from the Maximum Ride series, written by James Patterson. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this book, but this is actually the series that got me into reading. I fell in love with the series right away. It is a story about 6 young kids who grew up being experimented on. They grew up in a lab because scientists were studying them and they were messing around with their DNA and their genetic makeup. So these kids are mostly human, but they're also part bird. Yes, they have wings, they can fly, but they're also very strong, very smart, very skillful. And the leader of their group is Max. And that's her right here. Max is really a badass female protagonist and she literally kicks butt in this story. Whenever I think of a good female leader who is strong, smart, and brave, I always think about Max. Question number 4. Hawkeye or Clint Barton? What's an underrated book that you wish more people would pay attention to? I would have to say Mitch Albom's books. I don't know if you guys know Mitch Albom, but he is one of my favorite authors. I love all of his works. He focuses more on fiction and inspirational stories. I'm actually reading one of his books right now, and I feel like he's not really getting as much attention as he deserves. Well, here in the Philippines, he's really famous, but I don't know in other countries. But I don't hear anybody else in BookTube talk about Mitch Albom and his books. If you guys are looking for a book that could inspire you or could just enlighten you a little bit in your life, I would highly recommend Mitch Albom's books. Question number 5. Hulk or Bruce Banner? What's a book that made you incredibly angry? Well, I'm not really a person who gets angry easily, but there is one book that I would have to admit I got really mad while reading it, and that is The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. Oh my gosh, I hated the story. Well, not the story, but I hated the criminal in the story. This is a story about a young girl who was raped and murdered, and it was such a traumatic and a very painful event for the family. And I was so angry because the criminal just got away. All throughout the book, I was kind of waiting for, the cops to catch this guy and that he would, go to prison and pay for what he did. But no, he got away. And every single time he committed a crime, he was just so good at escaping, and I was just really mad because the family needed, justice, but they never got it. Although he did die at the end, which is a good thing, but it really took a long while before he got what he deserved. Question number 6. We have Thor. What's a book with a character whose strength you admired? Well, I was thinking about, okay, here's the book. Connor from A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Again, it's a story about a young boy. If you may have noticed, most of the books that I'm talking about are about children. I'm a big fan of children's and middle grade novels. You already know that in my channel. Anyway, so Connor is this boy whose mother was diagnosed with cancer and she is dying. But Connor really demonstrated admirable strength every single day. He did his best to be strong for his mom. He tried to be independent, to take care of himself, and I really admire him for that. All right, number 7 is actually a bonus question. It's about Loki. So what's a book with a twist or surprise that tricked you? I think I will have to go with, okay, The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. For those of you who have read this book, I am very sure it may have also surprised you at the end because, of course, it's a story about the war. And as expected, there are gonna be deaths, but I was really not prepared for what happened in the ending. I was so shocked. And until now, I can still remember how I felt when I read the ending. So that's it for the Marvel Avengers book tag. Although not all the Avengers were included in the list, we still have Ant-Man, we have Vision, we have Falcon, and so many other Avengers who are not in the list. But that's okay, it's still a really nice tag. And again, the purpose of this video was mostly to honor Stan Lee. So I'll be putting in the description box below who I'm tagging because I don't really have anyone in particular right now. I'm not sure who loves Marvel and who doesn't. So thank you so much guys for watching. But before I finish, I want to know who's your favorite Avenger? Let me know in the comment section below and I would love to have a discussion with you about Marvel. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tag and I'll see you again next time. Bye!